Hey, welcome to Miss D6 Women's Sports.
Welcome to Miss D6 Women's Sports. Please like, share, subscribe. And let's get into it. Well, there's only one undefeated team. UConn is the only undefeated team. Vandy went down to South Carolina, had a major win Sunday, and now the polls are out for Tuesday. And Vanderbilt was undefeated. South Carolina took care of business at home, and they kind of went down after the loss to Oklahoma. So let's get into it. Let me share my screen. So polls is out Tuesday. We're going to start with the Huskies. They're the only undefeated team. They're 21-0, of course. They play in the Big East. No real competition. They play Xavier next, and they stay ranked number one, only undefeated team. Now the Bruins flip flop with the Gamecocks. The Bruins are number 2 now, and they was ranked number 3. They're 19-1, and they on a 13-game winning streak. And they will play Illinois in the Big Ten. So that's their next matchup. Now, South Carolina slipped up a little bit. Last Thursday, they had a heartbreaking loss to the Oklahoma Sooners. And Sunday, they redeemed themselves after kind of a lackluster performance against the Oklahoma Sooners. They ranked number 3, and they went down from number 2 to number 3. So they didn't fall too far. They 20-2. And South Carolina has wins against top 5 opponents the last 4 games. And Vanderbilt was a pretty tough team. They defeated LSU earlier this year, and Michaela Blake's, and they played her pretty good. They made her work for her shots, even though she's finished with 20-something points. She had to work for her shots, and they was undefeated. One of a few other defeated teams, and then South Carolina, defeated them at home. And they play Auburn next, South Carolina. So that's their next game. Longhorns stay put at number 4. They're 19-2. And they play against a gritty Florida team, but that should be a win for them. Vandy, oddly enough, stayed at number 5. Now that's an interesting thing. They 20-1. They stayed at number 5. And I think they should have dropped at least to maybe 7th or 8th. The Tigers should flip-flop with Vandy. Even though LSU lost to Vandy, they're playing a lot better. They crushed their opponents. They beat Texas A&M. They beat Florida. They didn't beat Florida. I'm sorry. They beat Texas A&M, excuse me. And they play a pretty good defense. And they're turning the ball. They making their opponents turn the ball over. So they play a lot better. And they play Florida, a gritty Florida team. But they should get the victory easily. And I think they should be ahead of I know why they did that, because Vandy beat LSU. But right now I think LSU's better. Or they could have put a 19-3 Louisville team, who's number 7. They went up from number 8. So they got number 8 ranking, and they are 19-3. And they play at Stanford, which is always tough. Always tough. Stanford's always tough at Stanford. It's gonna be a tough place for them to play. Hello, Andrew Dark. How you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Now Iowa was ranked number 10, and they went up 2 spots, number 8. They're 18-2, and they play USC. That's gonna be an interesting matchup. Now, USC. That we'll talk about that in a minute. Still got a lot of talent. They struggling this year. Um, but I still think they still have a lot of talent, of course. So Iowa has some big wins. They beat Ohio State, and they looking pretty good. Michigan is number 9. They fell from number 7, and Louisville took their place for the number 7 spot. They're 17-3. They had a victory over USC, a close fought victory. They play Indiana, which is always tough. The Sooners was ranked 16. They had 3 losses in the SEC. Of course, they had a big win against South Carolina at home in overtime, and they move up 6 spots, number 10. So they 16-4. Of course, they're a pretty dangerous team. Chavez is coming along. She's on fire. Reagan Beers bringing that leadership. So it's a pretty good team. Ohio State was ranked number 12. Then they went up number 11, which is kind of interesting. They're 18-3, but they had that loss to Iowa. So it was very interesting that they stayed put. TCU was ranked number 9. They went down number 12. And I think like these records are kind of weird. Like, let me see. I might be wrong, but Michigan should go down. I think TCU was a lot better. So Michigan State stay put at 18-2. Baylor 18-3. They was undefeated for a minute, and they stay at number 14. Tennessee coming along. They had some interesting losses, interesting wins. They played Mississippi State, and I think that Tennessee has to get something out of Janiah Barker. The Paulo twin, Mia, is playing pretty good. They play a tough Mississippi State. You know, the SEC is tough no matter who you play. They're gonna play you physical. Maryland went from 15 to 16. He dropped 1 spot. They 17-4. They played Washington team. So their last win, Maryland, against the top 10 was on March 8th. Wow, 2024 against Ohio State. So, of course, they fell to Iowa. Wow. Ole Miss went up from 17 to 18, and they played Vanderbilt. Now, Ole Miss, Coach Yo is asking where is her respect for her team. Now, they play Vanderbilt. It's a good chance, a good opportunity for them to see if they're for real against a game Vanderbilt team. So they rate number 17. They could go higher. They beat Vanderbilt this Thursday. So we'll see about that. Kentucky is an interesting team. They was ranked number 11. They lost to Alabama. Now they ranked number 18. They have a 3-game losing streak. So we'll see. They have to get on track. They will get on track. I expect them to beat Arkansas. Princeton, I haven't seen much of. They was ranked number 20. They went up a spot at number 19. Duke is coming along. They had some wins earlier. They looked real bad. But after a stumbling first part of the season, here in late January, they're looking pretty good. They 14-6. And in SEC, it's 11 consecutive win, matching his longest streak under Carol Lawson. And they play Miami. Should be a win. So Texas Tech Lady Raiders. There was another undefeated team. They lost 2 games. They ranked number It was ranked number 19. They went down from number 19. They went to number 21, and they play Iowa State. So they play them Wednesday, tomorrow. So we'll see if Texas Tech can have a good win against a decent Iowa, even though they're struggling. You still got Crooks and Jada Williams. West Virginia, excuse me. They 17-4. They stay put at number 22. Now they said Gia Cook was total 348 points with Houston last season, leads the Mountaineers with 307 points. So she's their leading scorer. They play Utah. Georgia is in the rankings and the polls. SEC has 10 teams in the poll, top 25. Georgia was not ranked. They 18-3. The Lady Bulldogs knocked off number 11 Kentucky, which I said Kentucky is struggling. A close win. And what's next for them? They play Alabama. Should be a tough game for them, but they should win. So Alabama, they was ranked 23. They went down to 24. They 18-3. And Alabama has made 62% of their 3-pointers, and the win over Mississippi State, its previous was 50%. So they're pretty good at the 3-point line. They play a game Georgia. Ooh, that's gonna be tough for Alabama. That's another test for them. After Georgia is in the top 25 poll. Rounding out the 25, the 25th, the top 25, excuse me, is the Washington Huskies. They 15-4. Washington went to halftime up by only 1 point against Penn State. Ugh. Now Penn State is not ranked; they're not a good team, but they outscored the Lady Lions 43-28 in the second half. The next game against Rutgers, they should win, so they might, stay in the top 25. So it's kind of weird that Notre Dame and USC, who started off in the rankings this year, is not ranked. They have some tough losses. They're not playing very well. They up and down against the top teams. They get blown out the gym. So it's kind of crazy. Hey, Chicago Cheetah. Yeah, they did turn it around. Hey, Cool. How you doing, Cool Water? They did turn it around. I was shocked. I didn't see them turning around at all. I did not see this team turning around. I thought Kara Lawson, the way she coached, I think she kind of changed her style a little bit too. She changed the lineup to see who is the starter, who's not the starter. Is Notre Dame or you better to Duke? I don't know. That's a tough question. That's a tough question. We're gonna find out. Notre Dame, I'm sure to play Duke. They're in the same conference. SC, maybe, slightly. Kennedy Smith is not playing well. Jazzy, I don't know. They did smash them in the mouth, but they was undefeated. They will stay in the top 25. We'll see. Because they have to play. I don't think they play Iowa State yet, and so they have to play Iowa State, and they also have to play TCU. Did they play TCU? So Notre Dame, no. Even though I like Hannah, Notre Dame is still Hannah a bust. Duke played pretty good defense, but we'll see. It's gonna be tough for both teams. We'll see what team can play their style against each other. Can Duke use their defense to stop Hannah Doggo, and can Hannah Doggo go off on Duke's defense? So I can't call it right now for the Notre Dame and Duke. USC, they seem unraveled. I don't know what's going on with them. They got enough talent to be in the polls, but the way they playing, they might not even make the tournament. So yeah, but that kind of shocked me the way both teams are playing. Even though they're a doggo bus, I still expected Notre Dame to be better than what they are. Hey, she wins. Yeah, I expected them to be better than what they are, and but we'll see. They better get it together. It's plenty of time. It's plenty of time to get it together for them. Um, so I want to go back into this. Let me share my screen. How would this affect the brackets? Okay, hold on one sec. Okay. All right. How would this affect the brackets? Now, this is from ESPN, Brackology. How will the new metric help or hurt bubble teams? Whew, it's going to be very interesting. So, wow, okay. So, hold on. Oh, you can see it. Okay. So, if it bracket started right now, you have top seed overall will be UConn, the overall top seed because they be probably be the only undefeated team. Last team in, if it started now, will be Clemson. First team out will be BYU. It says the NCAA added another metric based criteria for the selection process this season. Wins above bubble, which calculates how many or more or fewer wins a team has compared to what an average bubble team would average against the same schedule. The net is the basis for determining opponent's strength, and bubble team is based on a team's rank 45 in the net. It's a way for the committee to empirically see if a team is better or worse than a standard bubble team. So if if it started today, UConn will be in the fourth region. Number one, they'll play either Binghamton or Chattanooga, and in their bracket, it will have Oklahoma State and Illinois. In the Sacramento region, you will have USC, and theirs will be Cal Baptist, Stafford, and Mississippi State. And Norman will be Duke under them, under the UConn bracket, and they'll be a number 5 seed. And they have San Diego, Oklahoma, which would be number 4 seed, Montana. Now, in the Los Angeles slash Waco on the other side, Kentucky will be a number 5 seed. The play-in game, give or take Clemson or Utah, will be like on a bubble. Baylor will be number 4. Arkansas State will be rounding it out. In the bottom half of the fourth region, you have North Carolina, Rice, TCU will be number 3. Texas Tech will be number 6. Michigan State be number 3 on the other side. Charleston. So this is interesting. Let me see where they put South Carolina because they'd probably get a number 1 seed. So number 1 seeds will be UConn. If it started now, UConn, UCLA, South Carolina, Texas. And South Carolina will be in the Sacramento region. And there will be they play Alabama. It'll be like a playing game probably against Texas A&M and Maryland Eastern. You got Notre Dame number 8 if they make it. Notre Dame, I don't know. They really have to get it together. So you got West Virginia, Ole Miss will be number 5. Ohio State to be number 4. That's an interesting bracket. So LSU will be number 2 seed. They'd be basically at home, the Baton Rouge bracket. Louisville on the other side of the UCLA bracket. Okay. They got UC. Wow, USC making a tournament as well as Notre Dame. I don't know. I don't know because the way they playing, they gonna have to. Hey, big dog. The way that USC playing, they gonna have to. They have to get some big wins in the conference. Also, they have to win the conference tournament to get into the tournament. Because the way they playing, I don't see them making a tournament. I don't even see Notre Dame making a tournament. Um, ACC is tough, and they have to win the ACC just like USC had to win the Big Ten for me. The way they both playing to make it to make it to the tournament, but they probably make it in due to name recognition. You know how that go. If they get a few more, if they get a few more wins, but if they don't, I can't see how you can put them in a tournament. Hey, Indira, yeah, I can't see how they can make the tournament. Big dog, if you want to come up, you can. Anybody want to come up? Thank you, big dog. Yes, hit the like button, please. Like, share, subscribe. So, yeah, Jazzy has hit a wall. Jazzy has hit a freshman wall, and it's kind of weird. And Kennedy Smith is not. She's up and down. She's not giving you what you with USC. They got enough talent. I just don't understand what's going on with them. So I'm gonna share. You want to come up? You can. If Kennedy Smith is the key. If she decides that she wants to play, they can make the tournament. But they right now, the way it's looking, they're gonna have to win the Big Ten. They have to win the Big Ten. Otherwise, I don't see them making a tournament. Same thing with Notre Dame. They too much. It's too much Hannah. Somebody else gonna have to step up consistently for them to make the tournament. Unless you just give them like a play-in game, but I don't know. Okay, no problem. Yeah, that's very let me take this down. Yeah, that's very shocking. But I think Neil Ivy, I think this year might be kind of a wash for her and this team. Um, it's like I said, it's too much Hannah. She do have a top 3 recruiting class. She can recruit, but I don't see. I'm very shocked the way how they playing. Um, they gonna have like a Duke situation where Kara Lawson realized that she had to play certain players and sit certain players. Maybe they could turn it around, but I don't know. You know, I don't know what. I don't know. That's crazy. So hold on. Let me share my screen. All right. So that's very interesting. This bracket. We'll see how it play out. So they said the UConn will get the overall. That's the only thing that's guaranteed, sort of, kind of, bar injury from UConn, that they will get the overall seed. They play in the week big East Conference. Clemson. We'll see if they be the last team in. BYU. We'll see if they be the first team out. We'll see. So, what sleeper teams What sleeper teams do you think can sneak up in there for what conference? Because I still believe that NC State has enough talent. They're not playing as good. Let me go back to this. They're not playing as good, but I still like their guards. Um, Pierre seems like she's frustrated. It's not really working out like the way it's supposed to have worked out. They could be a dangerous team. Um, like I said, NC State is known for their guards. We'll see what they do. USC had to get it together. I don't know. I don't know. That'd be a sleeper team that I can think of right now. So let me stop this. I'm sorry. Yeah. See, look, the power of South Carolina. You get that one big win against South. Look, playing against South Carolina. If you get a win, it's like winning a tournament game. It's like winning a chip for certain teams. Um, so they gonna be a tough team. I think they gave South Carolina their best effort, and South Carolina, you already know that every team's gonna give you their best effort. You cannot be lackadaisical with it. You cannot be you can't take anybody for granted. It is SEC. They got a lot of talent on their team. Chavez told them up. They could not stop Chavez. She was on a heater. Once she started hitting a few threes, it was over with. Um, Beer surprised me. I mean, I know she was okay, but she started playing like a Leah Boston down there with the elbows. She's very physical. Uh, Medina didn't know how to handle her, and Medina was just out of the game. She couldn't rebound. She couldn't do nothing. Yeah, ACC is still tough. Michigan. I'm not ACC. I'm sorry. The Big Ten is still tough. And ACC as well. But Michigan State, they could be a sleeper. Um, they have to get a top Big Ten win, and so do North Carolina. Um, to be sleepers. Their conference is tough, so they could get a big win. They play Michigan, and so that rivalry. And so if you could get a win out of Michigan, they could move Michigan State up. You get a win out of Ohio State, even though they lost. That's still a good win. Yeah, but SC really shot themselves in the foot against Oklahoma. The game, you never messed around and take the game to overtime. Everybody was kind of off. Like Joyce was kind of off as far as her offense and her energy. Medina was not rebounding the ball. Um, they was getting second chance shots, and Latson only had 6 points. Now Beers was in foul trouble, so it was a lot of things in that game. It was very a lot of things had to go wrong, which it did, for South Carolina to lose that game. I still think that they're better than Oklahoma, but they can't mess around and be lackadaisical because Oklahoma came out aggressive. They was aggressive on defense and started with their defense. They was getting a lot of outlet passes, getting easy layups. Very uncharacteristic from South Carolina. So I was very shocked at how they played against Oklahoma. But I was very shocked about how they played against Vandy because Vandy was undefeated. Michaela Blake's was Michaela Blake's, and they did a great job of containing her. Yes, she got her points, but they made her work for it. And then on the opposite end, they got anything they wanted. Um, they decided to bring Medina off the bench. They put Joyce at the four. The lineup changed. The way they played kind of changed a little bit. I think Don um, realized I have to do something different in that game. Sometimes you need that wake up call, and they had a wake up call. They had a wake up call, and they decided to change around the lineup, which I thought was pretty good. So hold on, let me share my screen. Yeah, I think Louisville will bounce back. They still go. Yeah, they are going to bounce back. I think they can. They possibly could get a number 3 to 4 seed, depending on how they do in the tournament. The conference championship. So the SEC is the best conference. They have 10 teams in the top 25. Hold on. But what you so you think do you think that NC State is going to pull it together? They got too much talent for them to be up and down, up and down. They lost some tough games. They lost to Louisville at home in overtime. A game they should have won in a regulation. They let Louisville come back and take it in overtime. So they could still be dangerous too, cool. Try to see some. Hold on 1 second. And I was very happy. No, the coach. I think the players like playing for him because it seemed like if the shot is there, you take your shot. But sometimes the way he has them with the late game management, I think they lost a lot of games because they didn't know how to manage the game late. And so yeah, yeah, he do. And he also is a lot of is guard heavy. They've been like that for years now, NC State. But they have to get Pierre involved. Um, she's taking a lot of ill-advised shots because she's frustrated. You have Zoe and them taking a lot of the shots, and so so that yeah, yeah, that was one of my favorites as well. Yeah, I mean, you had Chavez against Zoe and crew. Yeah. So do you think Oklahoma can get some more wins in the SEC before the tournament? How do you see them playing out in the tournament, as far as the SEC tournament? I mean, do Aaliyah has to go up? Do she have to go up again for them to make a splash in the tournament to get a better seed in the tournament, in the SEC tournament? Well, in the NCAA tournament, because they play at Texas, and I want to see how once again how do Aaliyah handle a veteran guard, uh, and handle how do the Sooners handle Booker, how they handle Lee, We'll see how Aaliyah do with Rory. Rory is a ball hawk, so I don't know. I don't know. Look, let her be Addie Deal. You know, there's no more Caitlin Clarks. Um, Iowa, you know, seem to they seem to do a great job of having their own identity past the Caitlin Clark era. Um, you have Afro Puff. She playing pretty a lot better. Um, yeah, Chit Chat right. So the Caitlin Clark era. I do Iowa fans don't look for it. There's no Caitlin Clark on that team. It's a different way they play. They still play pretty a pretty fluent basketball game, as far as a lot of movement, but there's no Kayla Clark. But get to know Addie Deal and Chit Chat and Puffs. Get to know them because Kayla Clark era is over. The Kayla Clark era is over. Yeah, a lot of fans came to the Iowa Hawkeyes late. Came and said. Uh, so like I said, check out um Chit Chat and Addie. Hold on one second. Oh wow, okay. Houston is hold on, they playing Baylor pretty tough. Houston they unranked. They're playing 14 number 14 Baylor 68 to 60 with 646 in the fourth quarter. Um West Virginia is trailing Utah. That's early in the second quarter. 22 to 17. They better get their stuff together. You don't want to lose to Utah. They're not ranked. And you better blow them out. So, yeah, I couldn't think of Puff's name, Hannah Stalky. She's finally coming along because she was looking kind of, she wasn't looking like she wanted to get drafted. So Hannah's coming along. She need to do more. She did do more, cool. Because this is your last year and you want to get drafted. Yeah, she needs to start. They need to see some offense from her. Um, can she shoot a consistent 10 to 15 feet jumper? Now she could be like a smaller Hamby or a smaller Shakira with the energy, the rebounds, but she has to like I said, show that she has a jump shot. Um, so she be in a late first round or not drafted at all if she don't get it together. Um, I don't know. Hey, Donna C. So yeah, I'm doing fine. How you doing? This weather's kind of crazy on my side. Look, half the country is this weather is something else. This weather is something else. But that's the top 25. Of course, we have some games coming up Wednesday and Thursday. A lot of this going to change. The Ole Miss game against Yeah, they did. They did, cool. They did. Um, Let me go back to this bracket. Oh, that's what I want to say. I'm sorry, not the bracket. So the Vandy Ole Miss game, which is important for both teams, especially Ole Miss, since Yo said that she thinks her team is not getting respect. You can get respect by being a top five team. Of course, the game was postponed. Either today was it today or yes tomorrow. So they go. It's gonna be in Birmingham. They move it to Birmingham. It's gonna be Friday. So that's gonna be a good game. We gonna see if Ole Miss can get that top five win that they need for the brackets and for the seeding in SEC. We will see about that. Let me take my screen down. So Unrivaled has been pretty good. My team, I thought, yeah, Ole Miss can win. Ole Miss can win. Yeah, yup. I forgot. Chit Chat and Kara Dunn. They both from Georgia. They stayed home. They decided not to go to Georgia. Kara Dunn went to USC, and Chit Chat went to Iowa. Um, so uh, Georgia Tech is missing both of them. Um, so Unrivaled, my team is the Breeze, and they kind of started off real hot. They kind of cooled down a little bit. Let me share my screen. So the Breeze are, they got crushed by the veteran Laces. The youngsters got crushed. Uh, they kind of held up uh, Paige Beckers. Rakia Jackson didn't play. That was a big blow for them, and they lost to the Laces. You had the bottom two teams, the Chicago, aka Lunar Owls, against the Hive. The Hive won on a last second shot by Kelsey Mitchell, and those games is pretty good. Those games is pretty good. Um, but you see some teams kind of falling down after starting off pretty good, like my Breeze. They kind of young. They had some injuries. Of course, the Hives and the Lunar Owls, forget about them. They this year's Phantom. The Rose up and down at the high start, especially from Chelsea Gray. She kind of cooled off a little bit. So like the Mist and the Laces are the top tier teams. And everybody else is kind of pulling the rear. Owls and Hive, they're not going anywhere. So, hey Jackie, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. No, they can't. I don't like this construction of these teams. You gotta put the right. Yeah, they got the talent. You just got to put the right coach, the right combination. Laces look pretty good. Brittany Sykes, she balling out this year. She looked decent last year. Her points went up 5 points from 11 to 16 points. Hey, Big Bickham, how you doing? And so I like, I like. Of course, you still got time. I still believe my Breeze. Hopefully, Rakia Jackson can come back. It's not a major injury. Um, like I said, Rose started off pretty hot. They kind of they had a win. Um, Monday. No, Sunday. Was that Sunday? Sunday, excuse me. But they kind of been up and down. They dropped. Well, they was 3-3. They got to win a 4-3. So the Breeze, Rolls, and Phantom all at 4-4-3. Vinyl is very interesting. They 2-5. Like I said, the Hive and the Chicago Owls. I mean, Chicago Owls is they ain't going nowhere. But the Laces, that team with Brittany Sykes, uh, Jo. Oh my God, that team is awesome. I like that team. Um, but like the Mist and the Laces are the teams to beat, of course. Rolls and Breeze, they can get hot. Phantom can get hot. We'll see. Um, yeah. So that'd be my the playoff teams would be like Laces, Mist, definitely. But I'm still counting my Breeze. 'Cause I did pick them early in the year. Yeah, they look good. The Laces took it to the Young Breeze, but of course they didn't have Rakia Jackson. But the Laces look pretty good uh against the Breeze. They pretty they man. Brittany Sykes was on fire. Um, Jo doing her thing. I like them in the backcourt. Um, pretty dang on good team. So the team leaders, Chelsea cooled up a little bit, but she's coming along. Um, she's still the offensive leader at 29 points. Marina, even though the team is not good, they play a little better when they don't have Bam Bam and Rebecca Allen, and Skylar Diggins came back, so that helped. So she's averaging 25. Alicia Gray coming along with the miss. Um, the Breeze, with Paige is 23 and 21. The top five is Leah Edwards is leading the rounding out the top five. Leah Edwards once again, 13 rebounds, so she having a double double basically. Dominique Malonga 10 rebounds a game. Aaliyah Boston 9. Brianna Stewart 9.1. Monique Billings 9 rebounds a game. So Chelsea Gray is leading a rival with 6.4 assists. She tied with Paige. Marina got 5.4. Kelsey Plum 5.4. 4.9 for Courtney Williams. Blocks. Aaliyah Boston with 1.9. Now this is shocking, but she played pretty good defense. But Sanaya Rivers has 1.7 rebounds a game. I mean a block. Excuse me. Cam Brink. She's known as a shot blocker. She has 1.6. Uh, Dominique Malunga 1.3. Skylar Diggins. Skylar Diggins at her size. She get at least one block a game. Wow. So the most game winners. This is interesting. And it's gonna change. Of course, well, Paige, she gonna do her thing. She got three. Brianna Stewart got three. Gray got two. Kelsey Plum got two. Brittany Sykes got two. So yeah, I mean, the Laces, and the Mist. But the Rose, once again, if Chelsea Gray can get on her heater and the way she passed the ball, they could be a dangerous team. Let's see. Now, you would think with this roster, minus Brittany Griner, I like Brittany Griner, but she's older. You would think the scoring will be there, just the quick scoring, the toughness with Dearica Hamby, the energy of Ray Burrell. You have the coach. I like Teaspoon, but it's not translating. It is not translating. Yeah, they are. That was the team I picked because they was the youngest team. I was like, this team gonna be running everybody, and they did pretty good. They slowing down. You had some players up and down, in and out the lineup. Yeah, the Rolls really miss. They miss Brittany Sykes, and they miss Angel Reese from that championship team. I think when let me go back in here. I think when KFC came back from the Rolls, it kind of changed the dynamic because they was kind of cooking. Um, she has not been that player yet. KFC, Kalia Copper. They played better with her out the lineup. Oddly enough, um, so she has to come back and kind of mix in with them, but they'll be okay. Chelsea Gray was just on fire. Hey Jeremy, how you doing? So I don't know. I like the I still like my Breeze. The roll, they all these teams gonna be in there. All these teams, like the Rolls, the Miss, um, Breeze, Laces. Yeah, but the vinyl really shocked me. Yeah, let's go to the this team can get it together. The Phantom. I don't think Dana Evans played so far. So hold on, let me see the standings again. So you have the Rolls, Breeze, and Phantom. What team is going to break out of that three-way tie? I want the Breeze, but it might be the Rolls that breaks out of that tie to take the ultimate third place. Because I think the Laces and the Mist is going to be 1 and 2 all season. But I think the Rolls with the veteran leadership will prevail uh, for that third spot. Phantom, it could be close between the Phantom and the Breeze. We'll see. You know, the Breeze is still young. They can't have many players out the lineup. Rakia Jackson, we'll see if she's healthy. Uh, and that was one of the reasons why they kind of got crushed a little bit by the Laces. They missed her presence. So I think the Breeze. No, I think the Rolls will be the number 3 team. The Breeze could be. They could split between the Phantom, but I think they're better than the Phantom. But we'll see. Yeah, yeah. If they kid on the D, if they kid on the D, but for the Rolls, KFC has to uh, 'Cause I think, like I said, I think she messed up the chemistry that they was having when she came back in the lineup. They was not the same. Yes, Chelsea Gray, her shooting kind of went a little bit cold than it was earlier because she was hitting everything she threw up from three was going in. It kind of slowed down a little bit for her, but her assists went up. The team still breaking even, but they're not playing the same with KFC. But I think the three-way tie, they would take the number three spot. The Laces and Miss, they looking pretty good. So I will be watching uh rest of the way. Friday gonna be pretty good. Let me see when we go in. So they going to Philadelphia. It's gonna be the Breeze and the Phantom and the Rose and the Lunar Owls. Now KFC is from Philly, so she going back home. That's gonna be pretty good for her. Hopefully she can show out from her home crowd. I like that. I like the fact they moving around. So you have the Breeze and the Phantom, and those are two teams that are tied for a three-way tie for 4 wins and 3 losses. The Rose and the Chicago Owls, they should crush them. But I might be wrong. If Skylar Diggins and Marina can get off, maybe. But if they get tired, it's gonna be a mess for them. They have to bring in Bam Bam and Rachel Allen, and that's not a good thing. And Timmy, I don't know where she at. She called APB for her. I don't know what's going on with Timmy. So we'll see. Yep. That's what they are. Before Skylar came back, it was Marina. She had to do everything by herself. But then you had Rachel Banham, and she was getting cooked. And you had Rebecca Allen. It's like having, but you know what? B was trying to hook up her friends, and I'm not mad at her for that. I'm not mad at her for that. So we still got time for the only team. I don't think they can pull their stuff up out the rut, even though they got talent. It's the Hive. I mean, the Owl. Excuse me. Um, Marina and Skylar can't do it all. Um, they gonna have a hard time trying to uh, pull this team to the playoffs by themselves. And the Hive, I don't like the combination of their team. I don't like their team. You have a lot of spots. Only people that could probably get their own shot consistently is Kelsey. She's playing better because she started kind of slow. And Sonia, Natasha. Monique is solid. But Izzy and Sanaya, as much as I like her defense, her offense, she don't have a lot of offense. So the way this team is constructed, I don't like it, and they have no shot. Just like the Chicago Lunar Owls have no shot. So they out of it. They out of it before it begin. I don't see them making a run, and it's not gonna be a miracle for them. So I will be watching. I'd like to thank everybody that pulled up for this live. Jeremy in the dark, Donna C, BD, Cool, Jackie, she wins. And anybody I missed, I'd like to thank you. Indira, um, thank you for pulling up for this live. And like I said, the top 25 is going to be back and forth all year. It's not going to be a set top 25. especially not with these teams in the SEC. They're gonna be beat up on each other. The Big Ten, they're gonna beat up on each other. So it's gonna be up and down all year. The important thing is that for these teams, the power teams, is a hell pack, so they can get the rankings. Only thing that's for sure, without bar injury, is that UConn is the number one overall seed, and that they will remain undefeated. Um, so it's going to be very interesting. And Unrivaled, will be traveling to Philadelphia for the Friday game. Will be in Philadelphia, so it's going to be pretty cool to watch that. You have Kalia Copper, who's going to play at home, and hopefully she can have a show for her hometown team. So yeah, it's going to be pretty good. Look out for these games. Look out for the top 25 poll. And thank you for watching. This is Miss D, the 6-1 Sports. Please like, share, subscribe. I need some more subscribers. Any new people that came in, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time. Peace.